All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on something amazing, the invisible magic behind every single story you've ever loved. We're diving into books, the ideas packed inside them, and of course, the people who are brave enough to write them down in the first place.
I mean, really think about it. Have you ever had that feeling? You finish the last page of a book, but the story just sticks with you, right? The world the author created just kind of hangs around in your head for days? Or maybe it's just one sentence that completely flips how you think about something. That incredible power, that magic, is what we're all about today.
And this quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? Books aren't just, paper and ink sitting on a shelf. They are active. They're like little engines for our brains, building entire new worlds and shaking up how we see everything. Okay, so let's jump in with that first echo, the idea. We're talking about the lasting power of knowledge here. It's wild to think about how one single thought, once it's captured in writing, can just ripple through time for hundreds, even thousands of years.
Seriously, every single book you own. It doesn't matter if it's Shakespeare from 400 years ago or a brand new indie book that just came out. It all started with one little spark in someone's head. Books are basically time capsules, aren't they? They carry feelings and ideas across generations. They let us connect with people we could never meet and explore worlds that are, well, completely made up.
But here's the thing, right? These amazing ideas, they don't just pop out of nowhere. And that brings us to our next big point. We've got to honor the author. It's time to look at the source, the person behind all this incredible creativity.
You know, whenever we celebrate a book we love, what we're really celebrating is the person who made it. It's how we give a nod to the countless hours, all the drafts, the rewrites, everything an author pours into their work. And for what? To give us a totally new way of looking at our own lives and our own world. But let's be real, a round of applause doesn't exactly pay the rent, right? So how do we take all that appreciation and turn it into something real, something that actually supports them? Well, that leads us right into this super important system that's all about protecting originality and, honestly, keeping that creative fire going. We are talking about copyright. And I know, the word itself can sound kind of stuffy, maybe a little boring and legal. But trust me, it's the absolute bedrock of the whole creative world. Think of it like this. It's a simple, powerful promise. If you make something new, something original, you get to decide how it's used. And that is what lets authors get the credit they deserve and, this is huge, actually make a living doing what they love.
And when you look at it side by side like this, you can really see what's at stake. On one hand, with copyright, you get a world that's buzzing with new ideas, where people can actually build a career being creative. It rewards originality. But without it, the whole thing just falls apart. There's no incentive to create. Authors can't afford to keep writing. And worst of all, we could lose out on so many unique voices, stories we'll never even get to hear. So yeah, copyright isn't some roadblock. It's the foundation holding everything up. So we've got these three huge pillars, right? The idea, the author, and the rights that make it all possible. And what's really cool is there's actually a day that celebrates all three of these things together. And that day is World Book and Copyright Day. It's this one moment in the year where the whole world kind of takes a breath and just appreciates the incredible impact books and authors have, not just on culture as a whole, but on each of us personally. But this isn't just about marking a day on the calendar. Oh no, it's way bigger than that. It's a global movement. You've got communities all over the planet coming together. They're pushing for literacy for everyone, they're cheering on new authors, building up that culture of respect, and, my favorite part, they're just sharing the pure, simple joy of reading a good book. Now, this whole celebration isn't just for, big organizations or anything like that. It's personal. It's about a pledge that we can all take part in, a commitment each and every one of us can make to keep this amazing creative world spinning.
And it all boils down to three simple things we can all do. First up, read more. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but it's the absolute lifeblood of this whole thing. Your curiosity is what keeps the literary world fresh and exciting. Step 2, respect rights. This is where the rubber meets the road. When you buy a book or borrow it legally from the library, those actions are what put food on an author's table and allow them to keep creating. And finally, number 3, inspire. This whole amazing cycle only keeps going if we pass the torch. So share a book you fell in love with. Read a story to a kid. Talk about what you're reading. That's how we keep this fire going for the next generation.
So, as we wrap things up here, I just want to leave you with this one thought. Every time you pick up a book, every time you show your support for an author, every time you share a story, you're doing so much more than just, reading. You are an active player in this incredible world of ideas. You're a crucial part of the whole creative chain. So the only question left is, what story are you going to help write next?